Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This week I'm actually going to be sharing some crockpot recipes with you. I had planned on making 4 different recipes for this specific video, but sometimes life happens and I only got 3 done, but I hope you can still find a recipe that you like out of this video. First up, this was a new recipe to me, jalapeno popper chicken. The first thing I'm doing is I have 2 jalapenos here that I washed really well. I'm going to remove the seeds and then just slice those into smaller pieces. In a small bowl, I combined 4 ounces of softened cream cheese with a half cup of mild cheddar cheese. I just got that mixed up really well, and then I'm actually going to mix in the jalapenos we just cut up in here as well. But I also did leave some for the end. I reserved a few, but that's optional. If you don't like the fresh jalapenos, then you don't have to do that. Into my crock pot, I'm adding in 3 chicken breasts, and then I'm just going to sprinkle over these seasonings. I have 1.5 teaspoons of taco seasoning, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Now I'm just adding in my cream cheese mixture over the top, and I'm going to try to spread that out as even as I can. I just covered this and let this cook on a low heat until my chicken was fully cooked. This took about 3.5 hours. Now I'm just adding 1 more cup of shredded cheddar cheese over the top. I'm going to put the lid back on and give that time to melt. Once the cheese had melted, I just sprinkled over 3 slices of chopped and cooked bacon, the rest of my fresh jalapenos, and 2 sliced up green onions. And then here are the finished plates. I ate mine over some cheesy cauliflower rice to keep this lower carb. And then for Elijah, he had the 4 cheese rice-a-roni rice, and that was dinner tonight. Next up, we're making this creamy white chicken chili. So to my crock pot, I'm going to add in 2 frozen chicken breasts, half of a chopped yellow onion, and then I'm adding in 2 cans of cannellini beans. These beans have been drained and rinsed, and then I'm also adding in 2 cans of rotel or diced tomatoes with green chilies. Do not drain these. Followed by 2 cans of drained corn, 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese, 1 heaping tablespoon of minced garlic, and 1 cup of heavy cream. Next, I'm adding in 32 ounces of chicken broth. Normally I use low sodium, but today I just had the regular, which was fine. Now I'm just going to add in some seasonings. So I have 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of pepper, a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Once all my seasonings are in here, I'm going to give this a really good mix to combine everything together. Don't worry about the cream cheese, it'll melt as your chicken cooks and you can stir it in later. This is going to cook on a low heat for 6 hours or until your chicken is completely cooked through. After about 6.5 hours, I came back to my crock pot. My cream cheese had melted down very well with this recipe, so I just gave it a quick mix. And then I used my meat chopper to shred up my chicken in the crock pot, and then this was ready to eat. Here is my finished bowl. I just had a little bit of shredded Monterey Jack over the top. This is also good with sour cream, and then I garnished with a little bit of parsley. And last but not least is this Crockpot spaghetti. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by chopping up half of an onion, and then into my skillet I'm going to add 1 pound of ground beef, a ½ pound of Italian sausage, and my onion that I just chopped up. When my meat was almost all the way cooked, I added in 1 heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. I just let that finish cooking together with the meat, and it really got some good flavor from that garlic. Now, since my noodles will be cooking in this sauce, I'm going to water it down with 1 cup of water, and then I'm going to add 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. I do add a little extra water in there and shake it around to get the extra sauce out. 1 can of Italian diced tomatoes, and then for my seasonings, a ½ teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a ½ teaspoon of onion powder, and a ½ teaspoon of garlic powder. After getting that well combined, I'm going to go ahead and spray down my crock pot with some nonstick spray, just since our noodles are going to be cooking in here. And then I'm going to add half of my meat sauce into my crock pot. Now I'm using 8 ounces of spaghetti noodles. I'm just breaking them in half and spreading them around in here. I just thought they would fit better if I broke them in half. And then I'm going to take the rest of my meat sauce and pour that over the top. I'm also taking my spoon and just kind of pushing the sauce in between the noodles a little bit. That way they don't end up sticking together as they cook. Next, I'm adding 1 cup of shredded mild cheddar cheese over the top, as well as 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I'm just using my fingers to spread that cheese around a little bit, make sure I got it all covered. And then I'm also going to sprinkle on just a little bit of Parmesan cheese over the top. I covered this and let this cook on a low heat for 3.5 hours. Here is what my finished spaghetti looked like. I did stick my fork in there just to make sure my noodles were done, and they were. If your noodles are not done, just let it go a little bit longer. Here's my finished plate. I did not have trouble with my noodles sticking together. However, sometimes when you make spaghetti like this, the noodles can break apart really easily. So I did have some pretty small noodles. Thank you so much for watching. I know this video was a little shorter than my normal videos, but I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you guys next time.